Entire big tech space in the US very closely, right? And the IT space back home as well. Amazon CEO saying that the job cuts will exceed 18,000 roles. That's not a small amount. 6% of their workforce will be laid off. Will definitely have some repercussions in that space. But let's move on. Sudarshan Sukhani Mitessh Thakkar joined in to tell us how to approach the markets today. Sudarshan, good morning. Which way do you think the wind is blowing? I mean, the market had so much pressure yesterday, but do you think the dips could get bought, or are you in general cautious on the market now?
Good morning, Sonia. Well, I'm cautious for the simple reason that yesterday 18,100, because support was broken decisively. The last support now is at 18,000. Now, as the SGX tells us, the markets may actually see a small bounce from here. But whether that bounce is sustainable or not is difficult to say. So overall, I would expect the markets to go significantly lower if they break 18,000. But for the day, that may not happen. Today's trade is a little more difficult. I don't have a view on the direction. Traders should simply open their intraday charts and follow the direction on the charts. That will be much easier than trying to anticipate whether markets will go up or down for the day. There will be a trend today. That trend, the chart will tell us.
Okay, all right. Noted that, Sudarshan. Let's get in Mitesh as well into this discussion. Hi, Mitesh. Morning. Well, what's your thoughts? The FIs have gone net short. All the cues coming in from them are bearish, but we're likely to see a bit of a green start. Chase the opening or buy the dip?
Good morning, Nigel. I think on the index, we haven't been trading much, purely because my view is that it's a range between 18,000 on the downside to roughly about 18,250 on the upside. Now, in the last 3-4 days, we have seen about multiple times the market has gone to 18,250, failed there, and yesterday we saw some kind of a breakdown, but we are yet to see a break of 18,000. So my belief is that this range still remains intact, and therefore trading with a 30-40 point kind of gap up may not be a very good idea, because you'll be somewhere in the middle of the range. Having said that, trading is more stock specific, but my bias is slightly on the downside. If we start breaking 18,000, then I think I'll go aggressively on the short side.
Okay, what about individual stocks then? What are we looking at both on the buy and the sell side? Sudarshan, let me start with you. There were some short positions opened up in Infosys ahead of its earnings. There's a lot of long unwinding in banks as well. What are you looking at?
I'm looking at mid caps, and because I've already said that there is no clear view on the Nifty, it's easier to follow the intraday trend, whichever way it goes. But stocks like Asian Paints, for example, have been in a downtrend of their own. That's an intraday short with a stop above 3,050. Maruti continues to be a buy. It is, moving sideways. It's not doing what the index is doing, not falling. So perhaps there is some momentum on the upside. That's a buy with a stop under 8,300. Naveen Fluorine has been in a bear market. Something is going there, which I don't understand, but the charts are very clear. It's heading lower. It's an intraday short with a stop above 4,050. And finally, that outperformer REC continues to be a buy. I think there's significantly more upside. If you can make this into a positional trade, you will be much better off. Stop at 119 and look to buy it.
Okay, all right. Thanks for that, Sudarshan. Mitesh, what about you? Fill us in with your picks.
Yeah. I have 2 buys and 2 sell. On the buying side is National Aluminium. The metals had a good rally and then a pullback. I think Nalco is at a good support area. Could give a bounce to about levels of 85. So buy here with a stop at 79. The other buy call is ICICI Pru Life. That's a buy with a stop below 461 levels. And in the short term, I expect a target of around 480 to about 482 on the upside. Then I have 2 sell calls. Coal India had a massive breakdown yesterday, a very big red candle with a good jump in volumes. That's a sell with a stop at 221.5 for a target of around 208 to begin with. And Grasim, I would want to sell on a mild pullback, say around 1700 odd levels. Start building short positions with a stop at 1720 for targets of 1655.
Okay. Thank you for that, gentlemen. We will, of course, need your help closer to market opening. For the moment, we have to take a break and we're going to come back with the pre-opening rates. We will also be joined by David Dennox of Fat Profits to discuss his 2023 crude outlook now that it has slipped below the $80 mark to $78 per barrel. You don't want to miss that chat.